Alright everyone, it's time for Occult Literature, video number 293, Exposition on the Doctrine of Karma. This is a theosophical work. It's 63 pages long, so it's a relatively short work. It is authentic analysis. One problem when you're talking about Eastern traditions, especially something like meditation, reincarnation, and certainly karma, a lot of Western audiences have a dumbed down, very simplistic concept of these things, so to them, like, the idea of twin flames or soulmates. Western audiences often misinterpret the concept of two reincarnating souls being tied together as being a life-after-life continuation of specifically romance. But that's not actually authentic. Of course, the more original tradition behind this, and I happen not to generally believe in the concept at all, in the general sense, although I do believe in reincarnation, and other cool stuff too. The more authentic idea is that for multiple lives they would be they could be like mother and son, brother and sister, they could be lovers, they could be best friends or something, and something like that. With the idea of karma, therefore, most Western audiences have bought dumbed-down literature and commentary on the subject, and they think of karma as a singular sort of thing. Either you do good things, you have good karma. You do bad things, you have bad karma. That's basically how they understand it, but as this goes into in extreme detail, that's not actually authentic karma. That's not an authentic Eastern idea. It's a very dumbed-down Westernized style of idea. It's very dichotomous, very black and white, very linear, and has been fully Westernized. And the Theosophists, to their credit, by and large, while they were interpreting East into West, they typically attempted more to keep it together, as opposed to latter-day groups that really, I mean, yoga and karma and stuff like that was very popular in the Victorian era, essentially. We're talking about late 1800s, early 1900s, it was in vogue then. Your great-great-grandparents were probably occultists in some cases. Or they were fire and brimstone, and they handled snakes and took snake oil, literally. They were into that. It sort of disappears. Interwar period, World War II, nifty 50s, and that comes back with the hippie generation. It comes back with the Beatles and psychedelic rock and people using drugs. The problem is that they misinterpreted the Eastern message. They forgot all about the grandma's Victorian book catalog. They didn't want to read that. They wanted something from a self-proclaimed guru who came over and told them, yeah, by the way, it's perfectly okay to do drugs. It's perfectly okay to drop out of society and take mushrooms all day and stuff. They didn't have a problem with that. They're making money in most cases, or they're making a name for themselves, establishing a long-term, totally capitalistic career. But as this points out, there are multiple forms of karma. There's racial karma. There's national karma. There are collective karmas that involve the lineage of one's parents, one's ancestors, that can be carried over. The idea is that if the self doesn't truly exist except as a physical medium through which the spirit is expressing itself, it's perfectly just then if you're judged based on what others have done, because you are that other person too. And most Westerners, number one, reject this idea. I do too, by the way, as a Western occultist specifically. And number two, and I don't have this problem, they don't understand it. They don't even know that the concept exists. So this is an extremely good work. Very well written. It's a little bit dense, and there's also a lot of good religious history in there as well about the development, some of the figures behind interpreting these various ideas within the yogic and karmic system. It's quite well made. Definitely highly recommended if you're into the subject, because it's more authentic, it's more in depth, and it's more real and true to the original Eastern idea of karma than most of what you get. Most modern literature on the occult is bullshit. Modern grimoires are usually bullshit too. It's all a bunch of fuckery. This is more authentic and comes highly recommended by me. I had a good time editing it because I was actually astonished at how well written it was, but also, you know, some of that stuff I didn't know either. And I've been studying this for quite some number of years. So again, link in the description of my edition of this work on Amazon. Although it's theosophical, it's highly recommended for that Eastern system. Second and third links are to my books, blogs. There is a growing catalog of Eastern material, and I'm doing some more of it right now. I'm doing a work on Raja Yoga, actually, as we speak. That's about all. Peace out.